Great to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Welcome to our presentation, A Shortcut to Success. Some of you may now wonder, shortcuts, are they really a good thing? If you look at some quotes of famous or not so famous people talking about shortcuts, sometimes they seem to disagree. But the two of us, we say clearly, yes, shortcuts are a good thing. And I give you two reasons why. First, shortcuts look for the shortest path to a solution. So they take a problem heads on. And the second aspect which I like about shortcuts is that for shortcuts, you need to do things in a new way. You don't do it the normal way. And this mindset, it's exactly what we need for digital transformation of buildings to solve major problems. My name is Christian Metzger. I'm the VP of Software Partner Management at Siemens Smart Infrastructure. And with me on stage is Manuel.
Thank you, Christian. Thanks, Siemens, for having me. My name is Manuel. I'm from AWS, or Amazon Web Services, and I'm a global account manager covering the relationship, collaboration, and partnership with Siemens Smart Infrastructure. That means, I get to be part of incredible projects and initiatives and part of the digital transformation that you guys are driving in the building technology space specifically.
I was mentioning that we want to solve major problems. So what are these major problems? And I give you two perspectives. First, if you think about sustainability, if we want to achieve a net zero by 2050, there are two facts I want to give you. First is that 30% of emissions, of global emissions, 30% come from the operations of buildings. So this is a major lever. And looking at the second fact, that if you look at the buildings which are around today, 95% of the buildings still will be there in the year 2050, meaning we can't simply build newer buildings. We can't outgrow the problems. We have to work with the existing building stock and make them work, make digital transformation help to support the change.
Right. So, you might have kind of guessed from my introduction, I'm not by any means a building technology expert or an engineer. So one of the first things that I had to understand when starting and embarking on this partnership with Siemens is digitizing a building is not making one asset smart. A building is actually a really complex and living environment that changes throughout its life cycle, right? From initial idea, design, to construction and building operation, a building changes. And it consists of thousands of components and devices within. Then also, the building that we're standing in right now is not the same as a data center, a office building, or a hospital. Each of these building types has very unique characteristics and domain-specific challenges that they're trying to solve. What's true about all of them is that all of these devices, all that building technology might be smart at one particular thing, but it actually communicates in very specific languages, right? Or protocols, right? We're not talking English, Spanish, or German, but it's industry and domain-specific protocols and languages. And oftentimes, these languages aren't exactly the same, right? The equipment might not be from the same manufacturer or supplier, and often these devices also don't talk to each other, right? So you might have been in a situation where you're in a hotel room and the heater is on and warming up the room, and at the same time, the air conditioner is cooling down that very same room. So that creates energy waste that we want to solve. In order to solve that, we need to break data out of its silos, bring it into one integrated platform, and offer customers meaningful insights across the entire building operation and lifecycle.
So, and the platform I want to present you, which exactly does this, well, like Manuel pointed out, is Building X, and I only want to give you a very quick run through what it is. Daniel mentioned that it's all about data. So I'll start with the bottom layer. So data, where does it come from? It comes from building system, be it old or new, right? And being proprietary, coming from gateways, IoT sensors, maybe the next generation talking directly to the cloud. No matter, so we need to get the data into the cloud where it's aggregated, where it's you use analytics, where you maybe AI have even making decisions for you. That's the platform layer. Of course, you want to get the data out. You have APIs. Siemens, at the same time, creates applications with ready-made use cases. So these are the applications on top, working with the data, monitoring, making with the data, creating decision help for you to make decisions, or even have software making the decisions for you. For those of you who say, "Woo, application sounds interesting, but I don't want to do it," you also can consume it as a service. So Siemens working with these applications on your behalf, delivering you outcomes. The last point which I would like to mention is Building X is an open ecosystem. So it's from the beginning meant to be for partnering. So partner can integrate, they can develop applications which we do not do, and they work perfectly with ours together. So it's the most open platform in the market. Manuel, tell us about why cloud is the important piece in this journey.
Right, so you might have seen that bottom layer, that's devices and that's gathering data in the field or at the edge, but it's also that cloud infrastructure, that digital infrastructure that underpins Building X as a platform. And really, when we think about this partnership, what we believe is, what we're doing is bringing together best-in-class building technology with best-in-class cloud technology, right? It's really leveraging our core competencies to drive better outcomes for customers. Be better together, essentially. That's kind of what we like to say. And from an AWS perspective, our core competency is to build and deliver scalable and flexible cloud infrastructure, right? We're a pioneer and a leader in this space. We have been for the last 2 decades. And we're able to do that at a really cost-efficient way and in a secure way, right? We're talking data, we're talking large amounts of data, and that brings in concerns like data privacy and security. That is job number 1 and core competency for AWS. So by giving that responsibility and managing data on AWS, Siemens can take care of what their unique core competency is in delivering building technology to customers.
So AWS for us started many, many years ago as a supplier. Even the predecessor system of Building X was already built on Building X. But in the meantime, AWS is a very important partner for us. So we jointly innovate, we jointly tackle the most important problems of the industry. And I'd like to give you now one real life example. It's about one customer of ours, it's Coherent. It's a global leader in materials, laser, networking. And what they were getting already a service from us, we were looking at the utility bills. They have more than 500 utility bills per month, which we validated and took care of them that they're correct. And they came to us because they set themselves a very ambitious target. They wanted to achieve the net zero by 2040. So by trying to consult them how to get there, we started sort of developing a tool for them, which ended up as a product at the end. So jointly, we went into a co-creation process with Coherent. So we developed a tool for them to look at their emissions, to look at the costs, to make decisions across all the buildings. Where do they have to invest? What are the most important measures to tackle? And last but not least, also to track those measures that they are on the path to 2040 with a net zero. So that's now with the end, and Manuel will tell you a little bit about the process which we jointly were going into this co-creation with Coherent.
Right, so you might now think about, okay, so Siemens worked very closely with Coherent as a customer. What was AWS's part in that? So one thing that, apart from our cloud technology that makes Amazon unique, is our incredible ability to innovate at pace, right? And part of that is culture, right? We are relentlessly customer obsessed, constantly working backwards from the customer problem, trying to think big, breaking those problems into small chunks, and then accepting failure as part of that process. But besides the culture, there's mechanisms and methodologies that underpin that rapid pace of innovation. And we like to share those mechanisms and methodologies with our partners like Siemens as well. In this particular case, one of the methodologies or mechanisms we used is rapid prototyping, right? And the name actually kind of gives it away. It's just a fast way from getting to idea to prototype or proof of value to show both to your own business and to the customer, hey, this is something that I'd like to invest more time and effort in, right? What that does is within 6 weeks, we were able to build the first proof of value of the sustainability manager, and within just 8 months, there was a production-ready solution that was launched into the market, not just for one customer, but for all.
So, time is up. So the last thing remaining is I have to thank Manuel for being here on the stage together with me, and to invite you to come to our booth to learn more about Building X. If you're a potential customer, want to learn about the applications we have, about the platform, if you're a potential partner who wants to build, sell, service, or integrate your solution with Building X, very happy to meet you at the booth to talk about it. So our booth is over there, very close, so happy to meet you there. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.